Quantum Steampunk by Nicole Halpern. An expert in quantum physics and who also has a love of the steampunk genre, melds the two in this new book that came out earlier this month. She uses the aesthetics of steampunk to solve the mysteries of quantum mechanics. The title of this book was intriguing to me because I couldn't figure out how you can put these two together. Really, like, what does quantum steampunk actually mean? Because I'm loosely familiar with both of them. So I got this because I just had to figure it out. Now that I've read it, I'm still not completely sure what exactly that means. Overall, I don't think I saw much of the connection between quantum mechanics and the steampunk genre. I think this book is 90% pop science and 10% steampunk. I think the book is like the author is someone who has a child who really loves steampunk, and the author's trying to get them to understand scientific concepts, so she's explaining everything in steampunk terms. I'm not sure if I'm the right audience for this. I think if I were more of a physicist, I would appreciate the subtleties and the charm of the book. Instead, I kind of got lost in the weeds when she was talking about information theory, different definitions of information and entropy. I think they're vaguely interesting to think about, but I don't understand the practical application enough to really be intrigued by, I think, what the meat of this book is. On the other hand, I really liked the structure of the book. She has a series of chapters, and she starts off every chapter with a steampunk fictional scene, and then they all tie together chapter to chapter. And so the end is kind of an interesting story. Like, I would love to read the novel just from those little sections. I'm kind of curious about the steampunk genre anyway, so I'm looking for that classic steampunk novel, like what she's hinted at. There are a few other things that she talked about in this book that really went over my head. The idea of negative temperatures, still not sure what that means. And she used the example of heating up a bath and as a way to describe entropy levels, energy levels. None of that really clicked in the end for me. On the other hand, I was really interested to hear her talk about quantum computers. I always wondered what exactly a quantum computer is referring to, so that was actually a really good section of the book because she explains it, and it was interesting and informative. That's also my favorite line from this book. She says that quantum computers are 20 years away because they've always been 20 years away. And so I'm not expecting to see them anytime soon, but the idea is interesting. Maybe when I'm an old man, we'll finally have quantum computers. So all in all, I would give this book 3 stars. And I want to put an asterisk by that because if I read it again, it might edge up a little higher. If you have any recommendations, especially if you have any steampunk novel recommendations, I would be very interested to hear them. I'm still on the lookout. Leave those in the comments below.